First off, I would like to thank aronra for pointing out this amazing new research to me, as well as putting IDA into its proper perspective. The research I am talking about comes from Dr. Sutherland from the University of Manchester. This startling research shows how with the building blocks available on the early Earth, abiogenesis is easily available. Creationists would like to lead you to believe that science has not come close to creating life in the laboratory. This is simply wrong. Modern-day scientists are not bumbling around like Keystone cops. What is explained in the paper is how with the material at hand, the most fundamental building block, namely RNA, can be made. The paper does not go on to say exactly how the RNA transforms to its more complex cousin DNA. Although there are already many hypotheses on how this would work. Like other would-be nucleotide synthesizers, Sutherland's team included phosphate in their mix, but rather than adding it to sugars and nucleobases, they started with an array of even simpler molecules that were probably also in Earth's primordial ooze. They mixed the molecules in water, heated the solution, then allowed it to evaporate, leaving behind a residue of hybrid, half-sugar, half-nucleobase molecules. To this residue they again added water, heated it, allowed it to evaporate, and then irradiated it. At each stage of the cycle, the resulting molecules were more complex. At the final stage, Sutherland's team added phosphate. Remarkably, it transformed into the ribonucleotide, said Sutherland. Such conditions are plausible, and Sostak imagined the ongoing cycle of evaporation, heating and condensation providing a kind of organic snow which could accumulate as a reservoir of material ready for the next step in RNA synthesis. Intriguingly, the precursor molecules used by Sutherland's team have been identified in interstellar dust clouds and on meteorites. Ribonucleotides are simply an expression of the fundamental principles of organic chemistry, said Sutherland. They're doing it unwittingly. The instructions for them to do it are inherent in the structure of the precursor materials. And if they can self-assemble so easily, perhaps they shouldn't be viewed as complicated. Drive. Sutherland's report supports Darwin. His proposed chemical reaction takes place at moderate temperatures, though one goes best at 60 degrees Celsius. It's consistent with a warm pond evaporating as the sun comes out, he said. His scenario would rule out deep sea vents as the place where life originated, because it requires ultraviolet light. Dr. Sutherland said he was working on this problem and on others, including how to enclose the primitive RNA molecules in some kind of membrane as the precursor to the first living cell. Now research like this scares many fundamentalists. It really should not. Take out your Bible. No, really, grab it real quick. Is this God? Of course not. It is merely a collection of symbols that is translated into words. Those words given meaning by our own experience and logic. One final word on religion, before I go.
Please, designating yourself a particular spot does not make you a spiritual person. Spiritualness comes from an interconnection with your own personal soul and whatever higher being you worship. Holiness does not lay in a particular spot or landmass. The fucking Israelis and Palestinians could learn a lot from us squirrels.
Stay safe, stay frosty, and you know the rest.